What's up, everybody? AJ Kirsch here, the voice of Buzz in WWE2K19. It's Monday, which means it's time for the next and final episode of WWE2Kfabe, when I give you the inside perspective and behind-the-scenes stories surrounding the voiceover and motion capture of WWE2K19. Thank you so much for tuning in. If this is your first time tuning in, I appreciate you checking out. The link to the entire playlist, every episode, is in the description of this video. And as always, right off the bat, I encourage you to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know exactly when new episodes drop. I don't know what's coming this week, but something's coming. I still haven't made any final decisions about the content I'm going to continue to release or how often I'm going to continue to release content. 3 times a week has been something of a challenge, so I might cut it down to 2. If I feel like something's really good, maybe I'll just do it once a week. But let me know in the comments what you think. Sound off. Let me know what you want to see. And if you have questions about what you see in this episode of WWE2Kfabe, leave your questions in the comments below and I will answer them, easy for me to say, to kick off Wednesday's episode, which is going to be kind of a catch-all. It's technically not WWE2Kfabe, but it's going to be a Q&A episode. So any of your lingering questions about the voiceover and motion capture of WWE2K19, now's the time to ask your questions because I will be addressing them in a Q&A episode this Wednesday. So again, be sure to subscribe so you know exactly when that video drops. All my social media information, the links are in the description of this video, as is a link to my merchandise page. I've got a brand new shirt, brand new Broseph Joe Brody shirt. It's on your screen right now. Check your, well, we'll just call them cares because there might be kids watching. Yeah, we'll just call it check your cares at the door. How about that? I think it's great. We'll just roll with that. The link is in the description of this video. Shirts ship worldwide, so no matter where you're at, a shirt is guaranteed to find you. I've got t-shirts and tank tops in sizes and styles for men and women, and if you use code WWE2K19 at checkout, you get 20% off your entire order. So I appreciate you clicking that link and checking out t-shirts. Let's go to some questions. I have been handling holiday stuff, some family stuff, for the last, week or so. So I recorded the last week's worth of episodes right in a row and just scheduled them to upload onto YouTube a little bit later on. So I have not had a chance to get to your questions from last week. So we're going to do that right now. Oh my God, here we go. Alex A says, "You hero, keep it up." Aw, thanks, man. Suicide TNA says, "Will you play my career?" No, I will not play my career. I am far too picky about the creator wrestler. I want it to be perfect. And to be quite honest, I just don't have the patience to devote that much time and attention to it because, oh my God, how it has evolved back in my day when it was No Mercy and WCW NWO Revenge. Jack Pimentel asking, "Is there anyone on the current WWE roster that you would like to get in the ring with, whether it be a tag team partner or opponent?" You're awesome, by the way. Well, thank you, Jack. I appreciate that last little compliment there. Who would I like to get in the ring with? AJ Styles. You know, hard to not think of that one when we're both named AJ. As far as a tag team partner, I want to team with Becky Lynch. That would be freaking awesome. And in fact, one of the ideas I have for upcoming content is just sharing my thoughts on certain controversial topics, or at least talked about topics in wrestling. And I think I'm going to give that a shot next week, maybe next Monday, and talk about Becky Lynch and why she's the best thing to happen to WWE in a really long time. Katie Schweier says, "I love that WWE supports people with disabilities. Do you support people with disabilities?" Of course I do. I think they should have a person with a disability in the game next year. I mean, we've seen Zach Gowen in the WWE roster. Hip Hop Harry, who is missing a leg, is one of the mainstays at Hood Slam. Yeah, I think it's about time. Are you listening, 2K? I hope you're listening. Mark Ashbourne. Hey, it's Baron Blade. Yeah, Baron Blade leaving a comment. Awesome. I was talking about him in the most recent show, and his name escaped me. Sorry about that, Mark. But Mark says, "It was great meeting you at that audition. I didn't get the part either." Aw, bummer. I think it'd be awesome if 2K brought both Buzz and Baron back for 2K20. I agree. Again, I hope 2K Games is listening. I would love to have Buzz and Baron back. That's a lot of alliteration right there. In 2K20. And a special thanks to MK Ice and Fire. How cool is that? for choosing to forgive Baron Blade. Sniff, sniff, it warms my heart. Well, thanks for commenting, Mark. I'm sorry that your name eluded me off the top of my head in the last video, but I hope our paths cross again soon, and I hope our paths cross again at 2K Games in the not-too-distant future. Just for the record, I know nothing about what's happening in 2K20, but it would be really cool if myself and Mark were brought back. Buzz and Baron Blade together again. Dan Isgross says, great stuff. Thank you. I'd love to hear about some of your experiences in the world of voiceover, maybe even offer some tips of the trade, if you'd be so kind. I think I could do that. I'd also like to hear more of your opinion on what makes a good or bad promo. I enjoyed your take on the tone of the promo from this video and on the actions of the guy who isn't speaking. So many things can add to or take away from a promo. Merry Christmas. Well, thanks, Dan. I appreciate that. And, you know, talking has definitely been my strong suit as far as professional wrestling goes. I think that's a great idea to kind of go into what makes a good and bad promo. And if there's anything I can talk about at great length, it's promos and pro wrestling. I think it's safe to say you can expect me talking about promos and pro wrestling in the near future on my channel here. Steven, oh good, he spelled it phonetically for me. Piankowski. You pronounce it perfect every time, I think. Well, now I'm going to mess it up because I'm going to be going off of Piankowski. Steven Piankowski. There we go. Nailed it. I feel like I nailed it. Did I nail it? Please tell me. How do you use YouTube footage from the other channel? There is a messaging aspect to YouTube. I also saw that they uploaded the entirety of WWE2K19 My Career Mode. Left a comment. Nobody believed I was Buzz at first, and then people Googled it and were like, oh my god, you're telling the truth. So it opened up the dialogue, and, you know, there are websites so you can just download YouTube videos. But, you know, I did it with permission. I didn't want to be an asshole and be like, yoink, thanks for the footage, guys. Peace. Lieutenant Reven asking, I wouldn't mind some weekly dietary recipes, as well as some exercise routine videos after 2Kfabe. I've thought about some exercise-related stuff. It's kind of hard to set up a phone in a gym without having somebody from the gym tap you on the shoulder and be like, hey, you can't do that. Or having some of the other gym goers just being like, I don't want to be in your video. It's not feeling me, is it? And they sound just like that, too. It's very annoying. But, yeah, I can definitely work in some recipe stuff, some, like, nutrition stuff. I can at least talk about fitness, what works for me. But yeah, I would love to do some fitness-related stuff on my video, so I'm going to put some more thought into that. Thank you, Lieutenant Reven. Finally, Games Galore saying, by the way, I meant the Buzz character himself from 2K. Can he appear in other games? Referring to a question from last week, I don't see why not. Hopefully he will appear in other games or future games. That comes from Games Galore. That's from 2Kfabe 21. Let's go to 2Kfabe 22 and see if there are any questions on there. We've got a few here. I'm Alina B says, have you thought about making a universe mode? Nope. Marcella Wolf asking, well, it doesn't matter what you do, I will still watch. Thank you. I hope you start vlogging. Funny you should mention that, actually. I have a week-long shoot in Florida coming up. I leave this coming Sunday. I'm gone for an entire week. And I was thinking about blogging the entire experience from beginning to end. I'm sorry, vlogging. Did I say blogging? I probably said blogging. I meant vlogging. I've never vlogged over, you know, a certain project or a certain period of time. So, but before this, I didn't do any regular YouTubing either. So, hey, we'll see what happens. Lieutenant Reven again saying, great cliffhanger. Thank you. Katie Schweier says, more wrestling. Well, I think just about every Friday is going to be more wrestling-related bonus content. You know, I was a wrestler from 2005 until 2012 is when I started slowing down in the ring. So I've got a pretty sizable footage bank here of just stuff that I have enjoyed going through and sharing with you and doing commentary over. So you can probably expect more wrestling matches from my past. And finally, Suicide. Oh, Marcelo Wolf says, no more 2Kfabe, sad faces. Well, that's okay. There's going to be more stuff coming. And Suicide TNA saying, if you could run Raw, what would you change and who would you book better and who would be your champions? If I were running Raw, I think Brock Lesnar would still be my champion because he's a murder machine. Who would I book better? It's a good question. It leads me to believe that I should start doing some videos where I'm sharing my thoughts on current WWE. What do you think? I don't know. I'm a big fan of Becky Lynch nowadays, so you know what I would do? I would put Becky Lynch on Raw. I would have her win Money in the Bank, and I would have her cash it in and become the first female WWE champion. That's what I would do. And I'm going to talk about that more when I talk about Becky Lynch next Monday, did I say? I think Monday, when I share some thoughts on the current product. But before we get to Monday, before we get to this, the final episode of WWE2Kfabe, gotta show some love, as always, to MK Ice and Fire, the gaming channel on YouTube. They've been kind enough to let me use footage that they have already uploaded to their YouTube channel of every cutscene from my career mode in WWE 2K19. So without their support, right off the bat, when this was just an idea in my head, to right now, the final episode of WWE2Kfabe, this show could not have happened without their support. So to MK Ice and Fire, thank you so much for letting me use your footage. And if you're watching this and you are at all interested in gaming, and if you are watching this, there's a good chance you are, check out MK Ice and Fire. Give them a subscription. You'll be very glad you did. Now then, with all that out of the way, now that you've thumbed up this video, that you've subscribed, you've turned on notifications, you've asked your questions, you've left your feedback, it's time to dive in to the final episode of WWE 2Kfabe.
And we are picking up pretty much right where we left off. Buzz getting hyped up backstage as Baron warms up with him. Yeah, that's right. Just shake it out. Shake it out. Get all the nerves out right now. In his freaking green suit. I wonder what will BCW, I guess. And speaking of which, there's the BCW handshake, which is really the PCW handshake, Pro Championship Wrestling in Oroville, California, where I got my start. There's a cool little glimpse of gorilla position. I've always been fascinated with gorilla position and like what goes through the performers' minds just seconds before they step through the curtain, like when their music hits, what goes through their minds. As Buzz encouraging AJ Styles to bring it, Finn Balor hops up in the apron, and Baron Blade takes the wheels out from underneath Finn Balor, but a drop kick right to the face by the phenomenal AJ Styles. Doesn't want to let that Universal Champion nip up, no selling that shit. And here comes the hot comeback. Pair of clotheslines, of course, almost obligatory in this day and age. There's a calf kick off the ropes that would make Dean Malenko proud. And an RKO out of nowhere. Buzz into the cover. Triple H in position. There's 1, 2. We've got a new Universal Heavyweight Champion. And Buzz with a less than enthusiastic nod right after the 3 count. Let's just skip right to the cutscene. There we go.
He did it! He did it! Against all odds, he's risen from the ashes to regain his
Baron Blade right there to congratulate his protege, Van Gogh, and look who's got his mitts on the Universal Championship. Triple H has not made life easy for Buzz. And he hands him the Universal Heavyweight Championship. He has no choice but to give the devil his due. There it is. It's official. Buzz savoring. Hey, wait a second. Triple H not even letting Buzz enjoy the moment. What the hell? Buzz, not sure.
Sign of respect from Triple H.
And Triple H
We have truly seen it
insisting
all.
it's on the up and up, and look at that, a handshake from the game, from the Authority, and Buzz, the new Universal Heavyweight Champion. And I could have sworn that Triple H was going to be like the quote-unquote boss of this whole thing. Like, he is the Authority. He still sometimes wrestles, usually WrestleMania, and a little kiss to the belt. I would have thought that he would have been the guy you face, but nope. And then as I was doing motion capture for this, I was just kind of thinking, man, what would it be like if I won the Universal Championship at WrestleMania? Some people might hold it up with both hands, and I was like, nope. Holding up the belt with one hand and throwing my head back and savoring the ecstasy of what must be an incredible moment. And there it is. My career's finished. Again, I appreciate all of you tuning in. Shout out to MK Ice and Fire for letting me use their footage. There you have it. My career mode in WWE 2K19.
All right, everybody. There you have it. The final episode of WWE 2Kfabe is in the books. Buzz regains the Universal Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. Triple H reluctantly hands it over. I mean, that's what you gotta do. Send the fans home happy. If you haven't yet, please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know exactly when new videos drop. And remember, if you have questions on what you saw in this episode or questions on anything else throughout the entire voiceover and motion capture process, the audition process, anything at all about WWE 2K19 that I can answer for you, leave it in the comments below, because this Wednesday is going to be a complete Q&A episode, your last chance to ask your questions about WWE 2K19. Social media and merchandise information, those links are in the description of this video. And until next time, I'm AJ Kirsch. Take care, y'all.